Today I'm going to try to draw this weeping willow in Shrewsbury, England, and right away I scramble to find something that isn't the weeping willow because, hey, I don't know how to draw one of those. Do you? Just look at it. How am I supposed to do that? I still don't know. Anyway, that is a big issue I have with this drawing. I felt nervous for most of it. I never knew whether or not what I was doing was really anything at all. And honestly, not much of it was. That's probably due to the complicated subject, but it's also because I didn't even know what I wanted to include in the frame. All that I knew for sure was the underside of the bridge would not be making an appearance. Here it doesn't look so bad, but in real life, this was like impossible to wrap my head around. Besides that, though, I didn't know if I wanted to craft a whole scene out of this or simply draw the tree by itself. But I guess I found out pretty quickly since I started with the edge of the river. Once that was done, I moved on to some nearby foliage, followed by that tiny little light pole over there on the left, before finally biting the bullet and getting started with the tree. I opted to use a bunch of little dots to build out the size and shape of it, which I think helped me better visualize it, and also it filled me with a little bit of confidence. Even though I'd not yet drawn it, seeing it ever so slightly come to life was relieving, I guess. Also, ironically enough, those little contextual elements turned out to be a lifesaver in that regard. I didn't invest much time into them, but they helped anchor me as I endeavored to, finally tackle this tree. And yeah, as you'd expect, this part of the drawing is questionable, but I couldn't think of a better way to approach it. In terms of technique, I chose to use these broken vertical lines to represent the various curtains of branches. For the darker parts, I made the lines less broken and placed them closer together, and for the lighter ones, I did the opposite. I tried to pay attention to the directionality of certain parts and how that might affect the shape and light of a particular clump of branches, I guess you could say. Thanks to my preliminary outline with the dots, I already had an idea of these shapes, but it wasn't until drawing the lines for the branches that I decided to change the way I drew them to signify those differences. That is all well and good in theory, but in practice, it only works like half of the time. Some of these branches actually look pretty good, in my opinion, but I don't think all of the sections unnecessarily coalesce in a pleasing manner or even at all. Eventually, I add some extra lines to better differentiate the darker areas from the lighter ones, but that only confuses things. What's worse, it detracts from those nice, simple vertical lines, which is maybe the only thing that held this together. Oh well. I was thinking about this earlier, and it's been a long time since I've brought it up on here, but there are some things that must require some amount of practice before being able to really grasp it, right? And that sounds like such a banal observation, I know, but I don't mean simply practice makes perfect, but instead that I'd imagine even a skilled artist would have trouble sitting down and drawing certain things, maybe regardless of their technical ability. Case in point, a weeping willow. Of course, someone who's drawn 1,000 of them will have a better chance of accurately depicting it than someone who's never even drawn one. But I wonder if, for the artist who's never drawn one, they would require some level of practice before finally getting it, or would their observational and technical skills be sufficient? Like, I'm not surprised that I can't really draw this, not only because of my limited experience, but also because it's just an inherently intricate subject. The question is, could I reach a point where my drawing from life abilities are so sharp that I could sit down and draw anything? Or are there things that demand some extra legwork, some extra time to study? I think it's an interesting question. If you can think of an answer, or better yet, some examples of things that seem like they'd be that level of overly specific and complex, let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, let me know what you think of this. I know it might not look like it, but I promise I tried. I just couldn't get it, It's like I was missing a key, and only through repeated practice, like I was saying, would I ever be able to find it. Yeah, I don't think I like this really at all. but I would love to know what you think. So let me know and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of this. Anyway, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this one, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.